All right, guys, another short little video here on more of what we did yesterday, more inverse trig functions. So need to perfect it by today. All right, inverse sine. Another word for inverse sine, which we didn't really talk about yesterday, is called arc sine. But when you see arc sine, it is the same thing as this, exactly the same thing, different symbol. Here's the deal. With sine, inverse sine, you can use quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. Your answers must be between negative power 2 and positive power 2. Cannot be huge, just negative power 2 down here up to positive power 2 up there. If we're doing arc cosine, inverse cosine, which is another symbol for that. Arc cosine means the same thing. You can use quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. That is offered anything from 0 to pi. 0 to pi. 0 to pi. Quadrant 1 if it's positive, quadrant 2 if it's negative. Arc tangent, which is the same thing as inverse tangent. Just like sine, it's exactly like sine. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, answers must be between negative power 2, positive power 2. If it's positive, it's quadrant 1, negative quadrant 4. I think I said 2. I meant 4. 1 and 4, 1 and 4, 1 and 4. Positive quadrant 1, negative quadrant 4, between negative power 2 and positive power 2. All right, let's try 2 or 3 here. First one says inverse sine of square root of 2 over 2. Okay, because it's inverse sine, I'm thinking, okay, it's quadrant 1 or quadrant 4. Because it's positive, it's quadrant 1. So I'm going to look at my circle over here and look for the y because it's inverse sine. Where's y square root of 2 over 2? And it is right here, which is at pi over 3, and also 60 degrees. Okay, whichever you're doing degrees or radians. Okay, then part B says inverse cosine is negative a half. Cosine, you use quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. And because this is negative right here, we're going to go quadrant 2. Quadrant 2, I'm looking for x. Where's x negative a half? Right there. Where is that? 2 pi over 3, and on 120 degrees. And last one, inverse tangent. Inverse tangent, you're allowed to use quadrant 1 or quadrant 4. I'm looking for negative, which means I'm looking at quadrant 4, and I need y over x to be negative square root of 3 over 3. So it's got to be either this one or this one. I'm going to try the this one right here first. It's y over x, which would look like this. The 2's would cancel. That would give me negative 1 over square root of 3. If I fix that, it would look just like that. So that's it. It is at negative power 6. Remember, don't put 11 power 6. You got to put negative answer and then negative 30 degrees for that one. Hope that makes some sense. Last slide, I'm only going to do a couple of these. Let's do A and B, and that's good enough. It says approximate each in your calculator to 4 decimal places. Okay, the first one says inverse cosine of negative, which means it's got to be quadrant 2. So I'm going to take my calculator right now. I'm in degree mode. I'm punching second cosine because that gives me cosine negative 1 of negative 0.2689. Hit enter, and I'm getting this for the degrees. 105.6 degrees, which is in quadrant 2, which is what I wanted. I'm going to do the same thing, so change it now to take my mode, change it to radians, quit that, go second cosine of negative 0.2689, hit enter, and I get this for the radians, 1.8430, because it did say 4 decimal places. I don't think I did that for the degrees. A degree is the nearest 10, so I did it right. Let's go to one more. Let's do tangent here. So I'm in radians, so I'm going to keep it radians. Second tangent, negative 0.2623. And I'm getting this answer from our radians, negative 0.2565. You should be punching this in also to make sure you get this. Now this next answer may be a little different. I'm going to go to mode, go down, change it back to degree on my calculator. Hit second tangent, negative 0.2623. This is going to give me negative 14.7 degrees, which is fine because that is in quadrant 4, so we're good. Okay, so on the calculator again, you have to hit the second button first to get your inverses up there. It's second sine, second tangent, second cosine. To do your inverses, just check your mode, make sure if you're in degree or radians which one you need. Just be very careful there. All right, working again tomorrow. See you in class.